So hey guys, what is up? This is me, Salty, and you're watching One Play Esports presents Freefire Open India. Alongside me, I have a very good friend of mine joining in. It is going to be official, Vivek. This is day two, Vivek, and what are your expectations once again?
Day two. I think it's going to be a very close competition today. I think we've got some solid teams playing today. We've got Total Gaming, we've got Crust Esports, which I made it all the way from the opens earlier on. We've got XET, and most importantly, there's GC Army. GC Army are looking for a little bit of revenge here because in the previous biggest Free Fire India tournament, which was a Free Fire India Championship, they must be feeling a little betrayed as to how close they came but couldn't quite cross the finish line. So GZ Army is one of those teams you want to look at. And then there's Mutants. I think if I had to really draw a sports analogy to what the Mutants are the Indian cricket team when they had Javagal Srinath and Venkatesh Prasad opening the bowling. They could sense that they had some potential, but India kept losing cricket at that time. It had nothing to do with the fielding, but catches win matches is what they used to say. Anyway, so there are a lot of teams gunning for glory. What are they fighting for, Salty, is something that I need to let chat know. They're fighting for 20,000 Indian rupees. And what are you guys in chat looking out for? You guys are looking out for that diamond giveaway. How do you take part in that diamond giveaway? Well, there's probably a description, and there are also a lot of handy admins. So if you look at the YouTube video, in the description of the video you can find a link to register and you can take part in the diamond giveaway. I've dressed up as the professor because some of the money high skins are my favorite. But enough
Uh,
about me, enough about us, Akash. I'm curious to hear what you think, which teams you think have a lot of potential today.
I mean, I saw a lot of teams play really well yesterday. I haven't really seen the invited teams. Certainly, they are very big names, but I'm really excited to find out what Team Chaos can actually put forward on the table. Raven Esports qualified barely, and that actually, gives me a lot of hope that this team can also make their qualifications and, like show the world that, all right, we are also good at this. They tipped, I guess it was Iconic who they tipped off by just a little bit of points, by the smallest of
Yeah.
margins, but nonetheless they have made it to this particular finals, and I guess they have a lot of potential. These 12 teams, they're like probably the best. I'm expecting they put up a really good show because if you ask me right now, I'm really missing my coffee. I need some good punch of Free Fire at the moment.
Yeah. I've had my coffee. I've had some tea also. I mean, maybe chat can see my empty
Ooh.
cup. But yeah, I've also, I like to keep mixing it up. A little bit of coffee, a little bit of tea. So today's cup of tea is done for, but we got the maps coming up on your screen soon enough. These are the maps that these 12 teams are going to be playing through. So it's important to just look through these maps. And the one common thing that I want to point out is it begins on Bermuda, it ends on Bermuda. This is where this game
Yep.
began, and Bermuda is where this tournament will take a decisive end today because we're going to find out who's going to take away the lion's share of that 20,000 Indian rupees.
Yep.
Kalahari once is fun. I think Purgatory is something that you're really going to enjoy, Akash, because it's an island, an island, an island, and there's so
Yep.
many crossings, and you know how people like to camp these crossings. I'm really
Yep.
curious to see how these crossings play out. So fun map pool for the day.
Definitely. I mean, Bermuda once again. I guess two maps of Bermuda. It paves the way for a lot of teams. Like the teams who really play well on Bermuda, they know that all right, we have got an advantage already. Talking about Kalahari and Purgatory, I guess yes, these maps. We have seen over the past. We have seen yesterday that there are teams who are really playing well in Bermuda, and then on Kalahari, it has been tough for them to actually keep up that same momentum.
Hmm.
UG Empire did that. UG Empire won both their matches on both the maps, that's on Bermuda and Kalahari. But on the second group, that's on Group B, that was not possible. So, I mean, I can expect like one team they can do well on Bermuda and then they might slip up on Kalahari. But what I feel is that all these 12 teams, they are going to play like 4 games, right? This is going to be a
Yeah.
4 match final. So what I feel is that winning consecutively with such heavyweight teams out there, it's going to be tough. But what I feel is that if they have to be at the top 3, if they want to get a share of the prize pool, they have to maintain that average performance, get at least those 25 points that is required, and they're probably easily going to end up winning some cash for themselves.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I really want to look at is have Total Gaming managed to reinvent themselves, because when they were playing in the Free Fire India Championship, they had this concept of Fozzie Ajay being a scout, and him just leaving the team and splitting up from the team for information. GZ Army do similar stuff. They also like to split up. Everybody thinks that they're the professor. I mean, if you look at me, I have not a 5 head but a 4 head. It really remains to be seen who's the true professor today, who has the true 5 head. I think the contest is going to be between GZ Army as well as Total Gaming. I think these are the teams that are going to be duking it out and really going head to head for that first and second place. That's where that the clash of the titans is going to be between these two teams. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I don't know if you're going to have any underdogs. You love underdogs, Akash. Can you pick an underdog? Is it
Yeah.
Team Chaos?
I would say they are my pick because I absolutely love the way they play. And if you not talk about underdogs, I guess UJ Empire, they really dominated Group A yesterday. And
Mm-hmm.
in your words, I guess they really have a chance. They really have a chance at
Yeah.
the probably the third position. A lot of the good teams, a lot of heavyweight teams are getting invited to this particular day 6 of those. So I guess there is going to be a lot of competition. But if you ask me to pick a team who has qualified, it will be these two, UG Empire and Team Chaos, probably because I really felt that these are the two teams who have the firepower. Amaterasu with Bhau and others, they do have that particular
Yeah, they
firepower
have
as
that
well. But
firepower.
I feel that when it, yeah, exactly. And I mean, but still, if you ask me, composure plus firepower, which is really important in a finals, I would say it has to be both. It has to be both UG Empire
Yeah.
and Team Chaos.
Yeah, it's I think Akash said it perfectly. It's composure, decision making, as well as firepower. There are a lot of teams that have firepower. Amaterasu, you mentioned, they have some. I'm really curious to see if Team Chaos with Hagu Gamer can pull out some of the magic, and KS Arslan and Hagu Gamer, if they can really pull out some of the good old magic that they're known for. We saw some really creative plays yesterday. I think Bao was impressive with his utility usage. I think that's one thing we really have to look out for. So who's going to be using their utility really well? Who's going to be effective with those grenades? Who gets the grenade launcher? Who summons it? What those airdrops are going to be like? And we have just a bunch of questions. I have a bunch of questions. You have a bunch of questions. We are going to get some answers as we dive into our first map of the day. Bayo Beno. It's our one and only Bermuda.
It is Bermuda once again. The flight path is a bit different as it goes diagonally. Diagonally bisecting the entire map right now. You can see it starts from the right hand side of Bullseye, depending on which side you are seeing it from, and it ends at Sentosa. Once again, you probably have all of the map. I mean, you have all the area of the map to go to. I expect not a lot of hot drop battles to come into play. So, what are your expectations, Vivek? Like, which are the hot drop locations you are looking for if you
Ooh.
would have to look for some very early fights?
I mean, we should start to see action in the center of the map already, right? Because Optimum
Yep.
Esports are here, and they've got another team who's contesting
Oh,
them. Triparty at range will find the first knock, and it's Mafia on
oh,
the pro. But the trades are coming in. Rahil is there, so it's
yep.
back and forth affair. I don't know who's going to come out on top. Rahil getting cleared for first blood. Optimum Esports will get the first couple of points that they would like to start out with that confident note, and they have Mafia back on his feet. So it's good news for Optimum Esports. A good start for them on Bermuda, but it's still early days in this tournament.
It is still very early. This is just the first kill coming in from Optimum Esports. Once again, as you can see, this is going to be Messi. And let's see if he can pull off the Messia of football in Free Fire as well. At the moment, I guess team number 5, they are probably not sure if they want to take this particular fight or not. I guess they are probably falling back. Duker is here. He does have the SMG with him. He probably can inflict some damage, but he needs to catch team number 2, that is Team Optimum Esports, off guard. Something which is really clear from the first kill itself is that this team, that is Optimum, they know how to trade their game. They know how to trade their play.
And Mafia got knocked, but he's going to find a kill. The problem, he's going to find a knock, but Bloodlust is there for the trade quickly. Trust Esports, they've lost Duker and Tripathi. It's Umber trying to hold on to UT. He's spraying while he will manage to do a little bit of work, but he's missing Bloodlust. He's all by himself. He really needs to secure these kills if he can. He's just dropping glue walls, hiding in a corner. He's going to try and rest his friend because friendship before kills and a little bit of DJ Alok and that effective HP to get him back on his feet. What can Umber and Bloodlust manage? Trust Esports have found one kill so far. Bloodlust again knocked. It's Umber all by himself at close range, praying to dear God that he can find something, but I believe he ran out of bullets, he ran out of friends, he ran out of luck. Trust Esports, they came the hard way into this tournament. They came from the open qualifier last last Thursday and Friday. They really grinded it out. But on Bermuda, they're going to get out on 12th place. They're out of the server for now on map number 1, and that is not the start that they were hoping for.
That is certainly not the start what they're hoping for. I don't really think that the fight really went against them until the final stage when Rahil out of nowhere got both those kills and completely obliterated that particular team. I thought that they had it. Umber, if I'm not really wrong with the pronunciation, Umber was the one I feel who actually turned it around. He probably had to go for, I guess, a double kill. At the end, he had his friend as well with him to support. I really felt that he had that thing in him. But right now you can see that team number 12 and 11, they are probably going to step up. And this is none other than Team Amaterasu we're talking of. But I guess it's going to be Poopy who'll suffer the first blood from his team. And he'll probably be on his knees. Oh, not on his knees as well. He has probably been put in his grave as well.
Yep. Optimum Esports, they're gotten off to a good start, but now the focus shifts towards Amaterasu. And Soham was looking really good yesterday. He's trying to get a little bit of high ground. He doesn't have the best weapon really to try and challenge Team Chaos, but he's going to try. He's going to try his best. He's just looking for information with that third person perspective. He's not finding too much. Now, he did have the highest number of kills in match 2 yesterday, which was where Amaterasu, it was Soham really stepping up. So he needs to do that. He's literally on top of that little compound. And Arsalan, he's busy occupied with Golden for now. Bao is also starting to move in. Amaterasu, you mentioned how much this team can do. We looked at how much Bao could do yesterday. Bao needs to do a lot. Golden for now is healing up. They're just being super patient. So it really boils down to Soham and what he can manage to do. Soham for now, like a small little pixel on my screen, is just hiding on that rooftop. Arslan is suffering a fair amount of damage. So I'm from the high ground trying his best. But look at this. He doesn't have head armor, so he's got to be careful. He's got a couple of glue walls. He's got one player pin, no grenades to work with. He's being so disciplined, Salty.
Yes, certainly, and there you go. They can see. I mean, he has that composure. That's what I always talk about. We talk like mostly whenever we talk about Amaterasu, it's always been Pau who has been taking all the honors for this particular team. But I've always said that Soham is probably that guy who is always in his correct state of mind. He knows where to be and when to be, and he knows when to get which particular kill. He inflicted a ton of damage against this particular team, and I guess right now, Pau will probably get traded out. That was Java Boy, and he spotted him out completely in the open. This is UG Empire, team number 11, that is Team Chaos, as well as Amaterasu. 3 teams are flirting with each other at the moment. Pau is completely bleeding at the moment. I don't really feel he's probably going to come back on his feet, but the onus right now is on Soham as well as Golden. Both of them are miles away from each other. Amaterasu, what do you feel like? Are they really disengaged? Are they really disintegrated at this
They're
point?
in trouble. I mean, they're trying to regroup, but Soham gave up his position. He's trying to resurrect his friend. Bao, I don't know if he's going to make it, but Arsalan from elsewhere will take that pot shot. You mentioned it's a 3-way affair, and Team Chaos, they're going to take advantage of the confusion. They found 2 kills so far. They did lose 1 player, all because of Soham. And how much more can Chaos manage in this three-way diet graveyard? Who's going to be 6 feet under? And who's actually going to come out on top? It keeps progressing. It keeps getting interesting. But GZ Army are bleeding elsewhere. I'm concerned for GZ Army
Wow.
because Raven Esports are finding those knocks. And I know GZ Army, the team from Karnataka, they're not going to be too pleased about this start. It's only a Rin all by himself. Gaudru, their main source of leadership, has been deleted from the server. Promith and a bear bleeding. And Arin, well, he's running for dear life.
He's running for dear life, but I guess he might find optimum here as well. Messi is out there and doesn't really need a second invitation. I guess it's going to be coming in. Yes, we saw it coming, and there it is. Team GC Army, one of your mentioned teams. They've been completely extinct
Yep.
from this
Yep.
extinguished from this particular server right now. And Raven Esports, I really want to congratulate this particular team, because we saw that they qualified just at the edge of death away from
Yeah.
Iconic. We were really rooting for Iconic, but then it was Raven Esports who came out on top. And right now, I guess they are making it count. They're positioning their placements. Everything really makes sense at this moment. The way they are playing right now, I don't really
Yep.
feel that they don't deserve this spot in the finals.
Yeah. So Raven, they're going to be a little disappointed about that. Raven Esports, they did do a lot of work versus GZ Army, but some of the skills were stolen. So Total Gaming did get credit for the skills. So Fozzy Ajay just snuck in along with his teammates. They got a couple of points for really not doing much. And look at this, they haven't expended too much. They've got a decent amount of first aid kits to work with, 2 glue walls with golden, a frag grenade as well. So they're just bit by bit staying together. This is why this team won the Freefire India Championship, and they've got brains. I mean, Wasio from Gujarat really brings a lot to the table. I think this nice little mix of players is probably the hope and dreams of Free Fire in this country in the future. They're looking good, but now one thing you got to remember: just because of the circle, everybody's been forced to
Mhm.
move in. The only team that made a late rotation is the Mutants. They're the ones that are making the
Yep.
latest rotation into the circle. They're taking time, bit by
Mhm.
bit. They're moving in. They've got 2 players just holding down the south, looking for more information elsewhere in the map. But right in the center of the map, there are a couple of drops. There's Raven Esports, who got 3 kills. There's
Yeah.
Total Gaming and Optimum.
I guess it is going to be XTZ who has been spotted. Is it Kotra, I believe, if I'm not really wrong with the pronunciation, it is. But nonetheless, the sniper rifle is on, and with one shot, I guess he's probably going to get the head. But nonetheless, you talked about a late rotation, and I really support that, because with all the Battle Royale that I've played and I've casted, I really feel that early rotation comes at a cost, right? You never really get your predictions right every time, and early rotation does come at a cost, so you don't
It's a
really
gamble.
want to engage in fights very. Yeah, exactly. It is a gamble, and that is something which you probably want to avoid, considering your fight,
Mm-hmm.
considering your gunplay or how good you are with your fights. But here we can see that team number 11 is probably struggling with their fights against Team Optimum. I'm not really sure if it is, but it is going to be Golden Hawk who gets Pawan, and Pawan has just been taken down right now. Which are the two
Yeah.
teams fighting out here?
I mean, Team Chaos is one of them. And then you have Uncultured, which is another team that's in the mix. And then you got Amaterasu with Bhav and the others, which are also trying to creep in into the circle. Now, it's not going to be that straightforward for any one of these teams, because Uncultured as well as Amaterasu, well, they're basically sharing the same compound. Uncultured,
Hmm.
I mean, it's not about Sanskar, it's about friends, and Pawan isn't there. Pawan is just not there in the server. Pawan did get taken out. So Uncultured have to make do with what they have, find some success with just the 3 members they have: Ribbo, Cool, and Akshat. How much can they do? I'm not quite sure, but they've got to be careful, because this team is a problem to play against, primarily because of Soham. Now, Soham has been a phenomenal scout, but it's
Hmm.
cost his shields. It's cost his shields. He's found 1 kill, 480 points of damage in total. He's 6th on the server, but you can see his shields have been depleted.
Hmm. Definitely, and I guess right now what they're trying to do is probably move away from fights and survive, because right now, as I can see from the map, there is a lot of open ground for a lot of different teams. They can probably avoid any such unnecessary fights that they are engaging in currently. So it really isn't a problem for them. I guess if they want to survive and get those great placement points, that is what they do. They fall back and just wait for their chance to kind of get at the guns. That is what I feel at the moment. Team number 3, once again, as you can see, they are playing the edge of the circle. That is a good
Yep.
sign yet again. I'm really concerned, because from now on there is not going to be a lot of space on the map, and the next circle, if it takes a hard shift, I guess it's going to throw off guard a lot of different teams, and mid rotation there's probably going to be a lot of fights. We have seen a lot of this happening yesterday. I guess today as well we might see this happening.
Yeah. So we. You mentioned the circle, you mentioned moving in late. The mutants, they have moved in late. They made contact with Raven. Swastik is going to chuck a couple of grenades, but look at that. I don't think that was the intention. But the problem is Goku Fahim, he's the one holding on to that grenade launcher. So if he's down, it is a bit problematic for the mutants. And Raven Esports, they can smell blood. They want to push. They're starting to push. They're starting to group around. They're not quite sure if the res has come through. But Praddy is there. Praddy's got the grenade launcher armed and ready. He's looking for some sort of an opening, but he's incurring damage from somewhere, and he has no idea where. Just deploys another glue wall, hoping to stay alive. And nope, that's not going to work. Meejus Mehul, with the shotgun at close range, will shoot him down. The mutants move a lot quicker than Raven Esports were ready for. And Raven Esports, they're missing one. They're going to be missing two. Swastik has been deleted. Mehul doing excellent work there with the shotty. The mutants get themselves 2 kills confirmed. Raven are down to just one man on the server, and that one man is running for dear life.
Yes, he definitely is being chased down like hounds at the moment by this particular team. That's team number 6. Once again, that mutants, they just rushed in. They basically rushed in. They knew they had the backs on their walls with the first player being taken down by the grenade. But then what a comeback. What a comeback it was, Vivek. I guess the probably the secret was that unexpected rush coming in from them. Raven Esports probably took a little bit more time than they should have in that particular rush coming in, and that was probably the reason why they fell. And right now, only one player survives for this particular team. I don't really think that he's going to survive for long. Let's see what can he do. But here you can see that TSG Madara probably is up against Team UG Empire. As you said yesterday, Madara revives in the past according to a very old lore, but I guess even before he goes down, he should do something. And here you can see another fight going on, and a lot of different teams. I guess this is what I talked about, the zone going off, throwing them off guard, and then these teams, they're fighting for those pockets of space here and there.
Yeah, the mutants, they're going to be happy that they did manage to get the rest onto Goku Fahim. Goku Fahim did do his bit with the grenade launcher, but he's been knocked, and I think he's going to eventually bleed down to the play zone. Yep, the mutants, they've been eliminated. There they go. 9 teams still in the server. Total Gaming are playing this picture perfect. You said you don't like teams to move into the circle early. They moved in. You mentioned that it's about composure as well as fragging. They've shown composure. Can they frag? Because there's still a couple of contenders. 1, there's Chaos. 2, there's Optimum Esports. But Optimum Esports, they're suffering casualties elsewhere. What's here doing is usual good old scouting. It's not Fozzie or Jit that's going to be scouting. Look at Optimum Esports. They're in this very awkward duel. Jit is just playing by that rock. That one survivor from Raven, and Chaos is still there. Chaos is kind of getting pincered, and this could be problematic for them. Arslan and the others, they have a small compound to work with, but they've got to be mindful of the teams all around them.
Definitely, I guess a lot of teams have been stuck in that in that small pocket of space around the path. As you can see, I guess a lot of teams in a sandwich situation. There's probably no way to get out of this other than fighting it out again against the other teams. If we talk about the best of positions, it is probably being held by Team Total Gaming, and that is because of the reason they are the best, as we have seen. Right now, as you can see, this is Amaterasu. They are once again fighting for space, and that has been the case for a long time right now. I guess their rotations have really really been problematic. But right now, glue walls coming in, deployed left and right. This is going to be a nade coming in, I believe. But nonetheless, it is going to be Suraj who still survives. This is going to be team number 3, UG Empire, going all in at the moment. Will they get the kills that are required? I guess they will. Prince Singh probably gets 3 of them all, and right now with 3 kills, he is at the second position with the kills chart, and he's completely destroyed the opposition team all by himself.
Yeah, Vasio is going to be bleeding out. We have 3 teams on the servers. TSG, Optimum Esports, and UG Empire. Total Gaming are out. They did manage to find 5 kills, but that's the end of the road for them. Optimum Esports looking really, really strong. This could be the not-so-dark horse. They found 10 kills, and they're still alive. And they're still duking it out. Now, TSG United, what they really want is the booyah. They have 4 members alive. They have the numbers advantage. Madara, Sasuke, Jarvis, and Lipsmoke really have to play to win here.
Definitely. I guess they're taking in shots. They're not really, putting their lives at risk. They have a really, really good ridge for them to play with. And at the moment, I guess they really don't want to get into a very aggressive position. They are really playing it safe and sound. That is something which I really like. At the moment, Optimum is in bunch of trouble. They get taken down by Jarvis. Jarvis completely, putting Messi and his worries to rest. And here you can see, I guess, one by one, TSG suffering. And TSG probably has one player down. This is a 3v2v1 situation, which obviously mathematically suggesting that TSG should have it for themselves. But Optimum, with only one player surviving, Tyagi, if he gets a second position, he probably will get the first position for his team with a ton of kills that his teammates have secured. 12 kills is a lot, and here you can see Suraj going in for that rush. Will he survive along with Princing? That is a question. Glue walls protecting him, the play zone. Not really. Princing gets taken down, and there you can see that is the booyah, and there you can see TSG United, as you said, they should be getting the booyah. They did get the booyah, and a lot of placement points for themselves.
Yep. Good stuff coming out from TSG United. They're going to manage to get 32 points. Optimum Esports, so they found a lot more points. I think that's because of all the kills that they racked up. So even though they're coming in third, you can see that they have twice the number of kills. That's 24 plus third place. I can't do the math, but first place is 20. 20 plus 12, 32. There you go. So some math does add up. TSG United, they get the booyah, but it's a bittersweet booyah for them. They're probably going to be wondering and doubting themselves and looking back and probably thinking, hey, do we need to get a lot more kills on Kalahari? Do we really need to switch up our playstyle? We got the scoreboard just ticking. Any notable mentions for you?
Nothing really, but yeah, it was shocking because Team Total Gaming, they were in such a good position. I thought that there was another team, I don't really remember who was nearby a tower. I don't really remember which team it was. And watching these two teams fall from probably the safest position, which it looked from the aerial shot, it really surprises me. I really expected a bit more from XTZ. Ginotra was the last one who was still surviving. He was probably the first one to fall in the final battle that happened, and that resulted him in getting taken down at the 8th position. A lot of good teams, apart from the top, I guess we should check the bottom of this particular scorecard. You'll find a lot of big names, and one being GZ Army. I mean, what went wrong for this particular team?
I don't know. I think they moved into the circle and then they got ambushed by 2 teams. I think one was Raven Esports. I believe somebody from Raven Esports was working with the VSS at that time, and the VSS caused them a lot of problems. I don't know who got credit for all those kills, but I know that Fossi Urcha and the others just came in and they said, thank you very much. We'll just finish off these knocks. We'll convert these knocks into points. So there was a little bit of betrayal there for the side of Raven Esports by Total Gaming. So Total Gaming, they did get kills, but they themselves have got to be concerned that they are the reigning champions of Freefire in India, and Optimum Esports have showed up. And how? Just look at that: 7 kills on Rahil. Messi only managing to score 1. The left leg not doing its best work today. Tyagi has managed to get himself 3 kills. But yeah, UG Empire also. I really have to, you have to commend Rahil. He survived until the end, but then the zone was just
Yep.
not in his favor. And then, you can deploy a glue wall in front of you, but the zone is behind you, and the glue wall is
Yes.
not going to stop the zone. So the zone just really being very unkind to the two surviving players from Optimum Esports and UG Empire.
Mhm.
TSG playing smart, getting the win, but they still need more kills, is what they're wondering to themselves.
Yes, definitely. I really felt that that was a problem for TSG. A lot of bit more kills, I guess, not a lot. Two or three more
Hmm.
odd kills, I guess, would have done the trick. But I feel that they
Hmm.
still have nothing to worry about as of now. This is a four map finals, right? So I
Yep.
guess anyone who has above 20, 25 points, they will think that all
Yep.
right, we are safe for this tournament, because as long as you keep hopes of ending up first till the last map, you are still in this particular tournament. If you are ending up probably at 12 or 11 in the very first two games, you're probably done and dusted for this particular week. But
Yep.
then the teams who are at the top, they wouldn't really give away their position. They have been working hard throughout this, like TS United for that matter. I guess the victory will give them a lot of confidence. Yes, they definitely need to kick up their butts with the lot more of kills, but I guess with Kalahari they need to come up with kills, because in Bermuda
Yeah.
they did play that placement game,
Yep.
and they did end up in the very good position with four players surviving, and they got the booyah. But in Kalahari it has to be more aggressive. We saw how
Yep.
Tarasu got 15 odd kills in this particular map. So yes, there are a lot of teams who will come in with the kills, and we saw Optimum Esports do that. But I guess if you maintain that top three position, you are in for a very good place at
Yeah.
the finals
Can they
and at the end.
maintain? Can they maintain that top three position? Is the real question we want to find an answer to in Kalahari. We're going to be taking a short break. You're watching the One Play Esports Free Fire Open for India. My name is Vivek. With me is Salty. We're going to be right back with Kalahari, and I need some more tea. The AWM and Suraj is hiding past the glue wall. Java Boy has been knocked as well. Poplu, not being the Chomu I was, is actually stepping up. He's found a little bit of redemption for TSG. They're not going to claim the booyah. It's UG Empire who claim the booyah. It's tough. It's tough. Look at this. Kunal, he hasn't got any frag range to work with. He wants a shotgun at close range. Can he find Pratham? Can he try? Can he try and bring out Pratham? But it's not going to be that simple. Oh no, he tried. He tried.
This grenade, that remains to be seen. But at the moment, I guess there are two players who are rushing in. And I guess it's all about canceling out. They're chasing.
And see with their food. They have a little bit of KT in the circle, but it's Java Boy. It's them versus TSG for the first place. Finish for that booyah. Suraj also chiming in. It's a Prince here just carrying with that scope rifle with the AWM. And Suraj is hiding past the glue wall. Java Boy has been knocked as well. Poplu, not being the Chomu I was, is actually stepping up. He's found a little bit of redemption for TSG. They're not going to claim the booyah. It's UG Empire who claim the booyah. It's tough. It's tough. Look at this. Kunal, he hasn't got any frag range to work with. He wants a shotgun at close range. Can he find Pratham? Can he try? Can he try and bring out Pratham? But it's not going to be that simple. Oh no, he tried. He tried.
This grenade, that remains to be seen. But at the moment, I guess there are two players who are rushing in. And I guess it's all about canceling out. They're chasing.
And see with their food. They have a little bit of KT in the circle, but it's Java Boy. It's them versus TSG for the first place. Finish for that booyah. Suraj also chiming in. It's a Prince here just carrying with that scope rifle with the AWM. And Suraj is hiding past the glue wall. Java Boy has been knocked as well. Poplu, not being the Chomu I was, is actually stepping up. He's found a little bit of redemption for TSG. They're not going to claim the booyah. It's UG Empire who claim the booyah. It's tough. It's tough. Look at this. Kunal, he hasn't got any frag range to work with. He wants a shotgun at close range. Can he find Pratham? Can he try? Can he try and bring out Pratham? But it's not going to be that simple. Oh no, he tried. He tried.
This grenade, that remains to be seen. But at the moment, I guess there are two players who are rushing in. And I guess it's all about canceling out. They're
and see playing with their food and have a little bit of KP in the circle, but it's Java Boy. It's them.
So welcome back,
Ladies
ladies
and
and
gentlemen,
gents. Once again.
oh,
All right, Vivek. This time,
yeah.
this time it's Vivek. This time it's Vivek. All right,
No,
let's go. Let's go.
it really doesn't
It
matter.
is
But
me. All
ladies
right,
and
it's
gentlemen,
me.
we are back. Akash and me are back. It doesn't really matter. And if you've been enjoying the broadcast, you can find Akash at _saltxy. I'm at the rate official Vivek and I'm at Vivek. But more importantly, guys, those of you tuning in, you're watching the One Play Esports Free Fire Open for India. This is day number 2 of our second weekend, and we're going to be jumping into map number 2. The weekend, but the next bundle of dates, if that's what you want to be very technical about. But for me, it's like a fun weekend. That's how I look at it. And we're going to be jumping into map number 2. It's going to be Kalahari. Salty had a question whether these teams have they going to find the kills they need. Will TSG find those kills as well? That's what we're going to be looking towards in Kalahari. GC Army have got to be so disappointed with how map 1 went for them. They're going to be so disappointed, and then Total Gaming are also going to be a little puzzled as to we played it so well, but where did we go wrong? These are all the questions that we have. And I think one thing we're going to find out today for sure on Kalahari is who is the best sniper amongst all these teams. I know Gurikrat is up there. I know Shahid is up there. I know Total Gaming also have a bunch of capable users of the bolt action rifles. Vasio can pull it out
Mhm.
every now and then. Same for Mafia Bala. But I think the pure firepower of Optimum Esports is something that is going to do them favors, and they need to bring more of that magic into Kalahari. They want those kills, but like you said, it's also about composure because this map is so mean to you, Akash.
Definitely, it also means that we need to move on to the standings right now. We will be looking at the points table of the first game once again. Surprises for you guys. Optimum Esports with the number one position. They have 39 points, seven more than TSG United. Coincidentally, who got the booyah. So, Professor, what do you think just happened here? I guess teams will be prioritizing kills. I said that this technicality of providing 2 points per kill, it grants permission for grants access to all sorts of gunplay. If you're an aggressive team and you love to go for kills, you'll get a lot of points from kills itself. And if you're a team who tries to go for the placement, you can get yourself like 4 or 5 kills and still be at the top. So I mean, what do you feel like? What should the teams come up at this moment? Like teams like GZ Army, Total Gaming, they are not at the place where they generally are.
Yeah, well, you call me professor. I'm looking at a book and I'm searching for answers. I don't know if you're
Oh.
going to find any answers right now. But
uh,
I think Kalahari is what you really have to look at. I think what you want to
mm-hmm.
look at is uh, who takes early control of refinery,
Yep.
who can really manage
Yep.
to hold on to refinery, because that
Mm-hmm.
requires a lot of communication. I think the one thing that Total Gaming have that other teams don't have is communication. They're very
Yes.
confident in how they communicate with themselves,
Mm-hmm.
but TSG, they're also up there with the best. Can we pick a favorite logo, Akash? Of all the logos we've seen, is this kid who is part shinobi, part chemist from another game, and part sane citizen just wearing a mask? Is this better than the UG Empire logo?
I mean, I don't know. This is probably going to be my top two, but can anything beat UG Empire's hairstyle? I don't think so, because right now we can see a Juventus jersey, we can see white hair, but that brown hair and the yellow background, that was probably my favorite. That'll always be my favorite because I guess
Is
UG
that
Empire,
is that
it's
what the new Juventus jersey looks like?
yes, exactly. I
It's
guess this is
exactly okay.
probably 1 year old. It's probably one season older, but
Okay.
that is probably we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after we finish up the Free Fire Open India. This is presented to you by One Play Esports, and you can get them at all the socials: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. We'll be moving on to Kalahari. What is your prediction, Vivek?
My prediction: Optimum Esports are going to frag, but I'm really I'm supporting Total Gaming and TSG, so I'm happy if any one of these two teams manages to clinch a victory. UG Empire, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them, but Total Gaming, uh, they're playing to win. They're playing for a lot that's at stake here. They really want to claim this win. For now, they're just going to land far away and loot a little bit. Crust Esports. Oh, it for Umber and the others, it wasn't the best of starts on Bermuda. They had a very rough start. Let's hope that they can do better this time around on Kalahari, because they're dropped straight into what we'd like to call a hot drop on this map, and they've just committed. They're going to go up against Raven Esports soon enough, but there's action elsewhere. As GZ Army are losing members, it's awkward. It's cool. FTW is going to get first blood. That's another secured kill on the GZ Army. A lot is going wrong with GZ Army, Akash.
I mean, yeah, definitely they are probably going to struggle at this moment. But also, we have Team Chaos, who is struggling with only one man survival. I don't know what's happening with GZ. Abhay gets one. I'm not really sure how many will he be getting at this moment, because he's the last one standing. A good revival coming in, but team number 6, they probably will rush. And I guess that's what it is. That's probably happening. The rush that's probably coming in at the moment. I guess Abhay is up against one guy. I'm not really sure. Is it a 1v1? Is it a 1v1 Vig?
I mean, for now he has to deal with Malik, and yeah, it looks like in essence a 1v1. But Shahid doesn't have too much in terms of Kevlar or body armor, so he wants to finish off Abhay and go rest his friends. Abhay has the confidence to jiggle peek him here and there, but the one thing that's working for Shahid is that high ground. It is the mutants with more kills. There's a nade being tossed in. Is that gonna be enough? No, Abhay swung around. Abhay is actually starting to make a rotation, and Shahid senses this. Shahid will just ditch and try and run, but Abhay is hunting. Both these players want to secure that kill. They're going for glory. They're being a little bit silly over here. It's do or die. It's not about placements, and it's death. It's death for GZ Army, as Abhay has been undone. The mutants still have Shahid on the server. GZ Army are not going to be pleased about this. This is not how they wanted Kalahari to start for them.
This is probably the worst starts for a team. I mean, for a team of GZ Army's stature, this is probably the worst thing that they would expect. Also for Team Chaos, because they got absolutely obliterated by Uncultured. Here we can see a lot of teams coming close together, but I would really love to talk about the Mutant and the GZ Army fight. It was a 1v1. Both of them could have fallen back. Both of them could have survived for their team. But then it was... I really felt it was more of... How would you say, in-game rage in that particular fight. There was more rage being visible. Malik, especially from GZ Army, I thought that he was more into the kill than into the entire tournament as a whole. They didn't really have that, I would say, far-fetched view of getting on the top 3 for the finals. But with this elimination, do you think they are going to end up in the top 3 after the 4 games? I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's near impossible for them, actually. It's going to be very tricky. They really have to do a lot on the next 2 maps. So it remains to be seen if they can manage to pull out one of the greatest comebacks ever. UG Empire.
Yeah.
This is again not what they would want. They're such a well-loved team, and now they just have 2 members on the server. Pizia is also taking bullets here and there, but he's found a little bit of hard cover to work with. Total Gaming looking strong as always. Totally composed, trying to just push down Apiz here, and the remainder of UG Empire. Java Boy has been knocked. It's just Apiz here all by himself. He's crouching, he's waiting, he's hoping to just abuse this corner and find any kills. He's not even going to bother trying to res Java Boy. So Java Boy should be finished. How much can Apiz... he spotted Fozzy Ajay. They know. Apizia has given away his position. So he switches over to the pan, jumps down. He's looking to run, pan in hand, jumps right back in. Everybody's moving in and out. Apizia trying to run circles around Total Gaming. How much can this last? Not that much. As Wasim with the P90 will finish him off. Apizia done. Java Esports, not Java Esports, excuse me, UG
It's
Empire, they've lost Java as well as Apizia. XTZ Esports, they have found themselves 2 kills. You like this team, you talked about this team. Is this a
yeah.
good enough start for you on Kalahari?
Definitely, I guess if they do get this particular team down, yes, they will. They probably will get one
Oh.
on Amaterasu. I'm not really sure. Yes, one player is down, and this guy, this is going to be Indro, and he has 2 kills already for himself. They are in a very good position with all the 4 players standing. They have a lot of dunes to play with. They have a lot of cover for themselves. They can just plainly go and rush or probably surround. But then there's Total Gaming, and talking about Total Gaming, I really love how this team actually makes Freefire look so easy. They're so composed. They're never really in a crisis. Yes, they did get taken down in last time out, but just look at them go right now. They got themselves some kills from Amaterasu, I guess, and they will probably get more because Amaterasu is in a completely sandwiched position in between XTZ and TG. This is probably the worst possible place where you would want to be in, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really concerned for Amaterasu. I mean, they have 2 members to this corner. They're going to get pincered eventually. The circle's going to shift away from them. They're holding on for now. Sohan doesn't have any grenades to work with, so that's also a bit of a problem. 2 glue walls is what he has to try and make some sort of a rotation. But teams are just starting to push in, and Amaterasu has got to be a little bit concerned because they're getting
Oh,
pushed from all sides. There's one team which is Total Gaming, which is the problem as always, and yeah, XTZ are also in that area, and XTZ, they're going to actually manage to get a sweet little headshot onto Fozzy Ajay. So Fozzy Ajay bleeding, but he's back on his feet. Total Gaming as well as XTZ duking it out. Some of the best versus some of the second best. And there's Amaterasu also in this mix. Wasio,
yes.
I think these boosts are becoming more and more interesting. I'm really impressed with how players are trying to use boosts, but then they say, who needs verticality when we can just stop you with an
Oh,
SMG? And Fozzy are there. He's going to say, enough is enough. Amaterasu have been shut down, eliminated. Bye-bye. 9th place for them. This is not what we were hoping for from Soham and the others, Salty. This is definitely not what we were hoping for.
this is definitely not what we were hoping for there. But then I guess Fozzy Ajay, he was probably like, you knocked me, you're gonna face the consequences. He just got into that particular tent and wiped the shit out of Amaterasu like it was a child's play. He probably took a lollipop away from a kid. But nonetheless, this is Total Gaming with 7 kills, all their 4 players alive, and they haven't even probably raised a finger. I don't really think
Yeah.
that this team plays in a way where they look to be trying very hard. It's easy for them. Their communications are so
Yeah.
good. Their line of fire is so good. They have that clear common line of goal. Everyone knows what to do. Everyone is
Yep.
so well synced with their teammates. You call it
Yep.
very important. You talk about friendship coming beyond the game, and that is visible in Total Gaming, and that is why this team is just so good and so perfect. Once again, the circle, most
Yep.
important or
They
most crucial thing about the battle royale. A lot of teams outside. Go on, Vivek.
Yeah, it's the friendship that's really important, and the circle is shifting. Total Gaming, they've just committed and they moved in. There are a lot of rotations that are going to be taking place, but out of friendship,
Oh,
दोस्तों, whoever's in chat, एक चीज बोलना था. There is a diamond giveaway. YouTube वीडियो का description देख लो.
oh,
एक लिंक है वहां पे जाके रजिस्टर करो अभी के लिए क्रस्ट esports
oh,
they are not going to be too pleased about this because Optimum are trying to push them. They will manage to find
oh
one knock,
my.
but Umber's bleeding out. It's just Duker all by himself. How much can Duker do? Umber, I believe his own grenade was his own undoing, and Optimum Esports will just push them, flush them, undo them, as they do not lose a single member in the process. Mafia is still alive and healthy, and there you go. Umber actually denied points. Is that what he did? I think Umber tried to deny points by dropping a grenade on himself. I'm not even sure if that's what he did, or I'm cosplaying a bit too much as the professor. But there was some nuttiness. Optimum Esports get only 1 kill out of
Yep.
2, but yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. 1 kill for them. They're looking strong.
I
They've got themselves a lot of kills on Bermuda, but the final circle. Please tell us about it. What are your predictions? Who has a good position, Salty?
Uh, I would say no one has a good position. I would say it is probably going to end up towards the Santa region, towards that particular water area.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that this circle is what it seems to be the case. If it does not go towards it, I guess it's going to move towards Stone Ridge, and a complete hard shift is going to come in. So these are my two predictions. But something which I would really love to talk about: Optimum and
Okay.
Crust. I feel that two teams, they
So
are a
you
match
did
made
you
in
just
heaven.
apply
Last
the Indian science of Vastu and say north, yeah, south? Is that what you did?
Oh no, there's a lot of complicated math. There's a lot of complicated math, and only
Yeah.
I know. I've discovered it myself. I've invented it myself, and only I know the calculations. All I have to look at the stars, and I have to calculate like where the circle is going to look like. It's pretty
Okay, so
complicated.
it
We'll
sounds
probably
like
talk about it.
Vastu to me.
Okay.
Look at the stars and do math. Okay, it's I mean fair enough. Isn't Vastu a science? I don't know, but yeah, there you go. You made some predictions. I'd still like to look at where the zone is right now, and I'd
Mm-hmm.
like to look at that. I'd like to look at the stars a
Yeah.
little bit.
Oh.
So the stars have betrayed us. It's not a hard shift north or
Uh,
south. It's just a more central
yeah.
more central, and look at that mesh. TSG, they have some cover to work with. Optimum Esports are looking okay, but TSG, you know
Mm-hmm.
what's playing on their mind? They're wondering, should we be having more kills right now? Do we need to really take this duel? Do we need a lot more kills, or can we just be calm and play for that booyah?
I mean, exactly. They don't really need to panic so much. But then once again, they have zero kills as of now. Four players alive, that is good, but they have zero kills, and that probably might just, put this team into a panic mode and force them to actually go towards and commit into a fight
Yeah.
with XTZ. I don't really feel it's going to be necessary, but if they do so, I feel that they are going to lose some men because XTZ is no newbie. They know their game, and they probably will make sure that they take some men down from Team TSG United. If at all they are going to lose this particular fight, once again, I'm not really sure, but TSG United, they're playing completely fine according to me. And if they actually get into the top five, I do think that they are going to get themselves a few important kills, be it 3 or 4. I don't really feel it's going to be any less than a very good game for them.
Yep. TSG, they want those kills. It's definitely playing on their mind, but placement is okay. They can play for placement. Lip Smoke, though, he's got to play for himself because he's taking a lot of heavy fire. He's still alive, though. He's got his friends by his side. There's that zone shifting. And Total Gaming, they've got the highest number of kills so far. Total Gaming are causing problems, and it's not just Total Gaming, it's Optimum Esports
This
as
is
well.
yeah.
So TSG are in the middle of nowhere, and it's going from bad to worse for them as Magara does get finished. Lip Smoke is eliminated as well. TSG just have 2 members alive. This is neither killing nor playing for placement. This is practicing some very messed up version of Ahimsa, and it's not working for TSG.
I mean, yeah, definitely. They kind of messed up everywhere. They messed up on all fronts in that final second. And it was just Mafia, I guess, who was just spamming his guns and getting kills or knocks at ease at that point. And this is, I guess, only Sasuke is the last one who is still remaining on the top of the containers. He's probably going to get shot from behind. Raven Esports, meanwhile, has been aced down. And that means that we are going to
Oh,
lose another team. 6 teams are alive. This is not a bad game. Let's see if Sasuke can get the kills. Will he get? He does get one. But then once again, Optimum comes up with the glue wall. The zone comes in. I guess it's over. I guess it's over for Sasuke at this moment.
yeah. I mean, Sasuke could have
Yeah.
just tried to sneak in, but he gave away his position going for that knock, so he didn't get too much done.
Oh.
It's Shahid with 2 kills for the Mutants, and Shahid is trying his hardest. Optimum are losing members, so Tyagi has been knocked, and Rahil knocked as well. Shahid finished, the Mutants eliminated. They're going to be going home. It's Total Gaming, XTZ, and Optimum Esports. Total Gaming have the highest number of kills, and they have numbers as well. They want to win
Yep.
Refinery and Kalahari at all costs. I keep saying Refinery, but it's Kalahari, as we all know. Wasio
Yep.
unfortunately gets knocked. Optimum Esports, they had 10 kills on Bermuda. They've got 5 kills this time around. Can they really take the contest to Total Gaming? But look at XTZ. It's Indro from nowhere with that grenade launcher getting 2 sweet knocks. Can we convert those into kills? Yes, he can. Indro with that grenade launcher doing a lot of work for XTC Esports. It looks like it's going to be eventually a two-way affair between Total Gaming as well as XTC Esports. Optimum Esports making do with what they have. It's just 1 member alive. XTC have to move in, and now Total Gaming will start to move as well. this is where stuff starts to heat up. Fozzie Ajay, he's going to
Oh
get knocked.
my.
Ginotra again with that grenade launcher. The meta is starting to look a lot like the Freefire India Championship, and so far XTC, well, it seems as if they're very, very familiar with this meta. Grenades being tossed in, Total Gaming just hiding behind glue walls. This is do or die, but there's one man that can third party from Optimum Esports, and that's Tyagi. Tyagi gives away his position. He's got a glue wall to work with. The zone will shift soon enough, and then Tyagi's got to make a move that somehow keeps him alive in this game. Members of XTZ just huddle for now.
I
The
don't even
zone is
know how he's
starting to
alive.
shift. He has got one pocket of space. As you say, it is a pocket. He's holding on to it. XTZ are holding on to what they have because Illuminati, he gets knocked, but he's going to get dressed quickly. XTZ, well, Illuminati is done. I think Optimum Esports have been shut down. It's just XTZ and the others somehow alive, and they managed to pull together. Total Gaming get bested. I think they came in second. XTZ pulling it out, claiming the booyah for themselves on Kalahari are showing us that this best of three can go in any direction. Tyagi just trying to be a general nuisance. Unfortunately, the zone shifted away from him and there's not much he could do.
I mean, just have a look. Yet again, a team with kills coming out on top. Total Gaming with 39 points. XTZ with 36. They have 8 kills. And Total Gaming just shifted the entire game with the 11. But I really feel that XTZ Esports played the better game in the final circle. They were far more, compact. They were far more, what's the term? What's the term? Probably. Let's just leave it aside. But I really felt that they were just better technically. They were better in decision making in the final circle. They took down Optimum Esports with that grenade launcher. Indro was absolutely phenomenal, to be honest. And the way they took down Total Gaming was really good because there was Tyagi, who was, as you say, he was a general nuisance, but he did try his best. Probably got a kill or so, but nonetheless, it was XTZ who just came out on top, unfortunately missing out on that number 1 spot in terms of the score. But I don't really think neither of the 3 teams will be upset. What do you think, Vivek?
I don't know who's upset, but Bacho, as the professor, I have only one thing to say to you. Go to the description of this video. One Play Esports video description. You can sign up for the diamond giveaway. Follow One Play Esports. काफी आसान स्पेलिंग है. ये काफी silly book hai actually. I don't read books like this, but yeah, it's just lying around in the house. Anyway, that's what you need to do. You need to follow One Play Esports. You need to sign up for that diamond giveaway. 310 diamonds to be won. That's all the professor has to tell you. And if you've been enjoying the broadcast, do follow SaltXY_SaltXY. Akash, you can find him. Call him Salty though. You can find me at the rate official Vivek. I'm also Vivek on Instagram, on Twitter and Facebook. You can find me there as well. I think the professor didn't get his tea, didn't get to drink his water. We should all get a little bit of water क्योंकि हर एक स्कूल में एक छोटा कुछ तो break रहता है यार आकाश कुछ तो break रहता है.
Yes,
So I think we should take that break because the next map is going to be Purgatory, and this is where some teams will be stuck in the middle of nowhere and some teams will move forward. This TSG for the first place finish for that booyah. Suraj also chiming in. It's been a bit here just carrying with that scope rifle with the AWM, and Suraj is hiding past the glue wall. Java Boy has been knocked as well. Koplu, not being the Chomu I was, is actually stepping up. He's found a little bit of redemption for TSG. They're not going to claim the booyah. It's UG Empire who claim the booyah. It's tough. It's tough. Look at this. Kunal, he hasn't got any frag range to work with. He wants a shotgun at close range. Can he find Pratham? Can he try? Can he try and bring down Pratham? But it's not going to be that simple. Oh no, he tried. He tried.
This grenade, that remains to be seen. But at the moment, I guess there are 2 players who are rushing in. And I guess it's all about chasing.
And food. That have a little bit of KT in the circle, but it's Java Boy. It's them versus TSG for the first place. Finish for that booyah. Suraj also chiming in. It's been a bit here just carrying with that scope rifle with the AWM, and Suraj is hiding past the glue wall. Java Boy has been knocked as well. Koplu, not being the Chomu I was, is actually stepping up. He's found a little bit of redemption for TSG. They're not going to claim the booyah. It's UG Empire who claim the booyah. It's tough. It's tough. Look at this. Kunal, He hasn't got any frag grenades to work with. He wants the shotgun at close range.
Oh my
Can he
god.
find Pratham? Can he try? Can he try and bring
Oh.
down Pratham? But it's not going to be
It's
that
gonna be
simple.
making
Oh
it.
no, he tried. He tried.
This grenade, that remains to be seen. But at the moment, I guess there are two players who are rushing in. And I guess it's all about cancelling out. They're chasing.
And see playing with their food. That have a little bit of KT in the circle. But it's Java Boy. It's them versus TSG for the first place. Finish for that Booyah. Suraj also chiming in. It's been a pin here, just carrying with that scope rifle, with the AWM. And Suraj is hiding past the glue wall. Java Boy has been knocked as well. Poplu, not being the Chomu I was, is actually stepping up. He's found a little bit of redemption for TSG. They're not going to claim the Booyah. It's UG Empire who claim the Booyah. It's tough. It's tough. Look at this. Kunal, he hasn't got any frag grenades to work with. He wants the shotgun at close range. Can he find Pratham? Can he try? Can he try and bring down Pratham? But it's not going to be that simple. Oh no, he tried. He tried.
This grenade, that remains to be seen. But at the moment, I guess there are two players who are rushing in. And I guess it's all about cancelling out. They're chasing.
And see playing with their food. That have a little bit of KT in the circle. But it's Java Boy. It's them versus TSG for the first place. Finish for that Booyah. Suraj also chiming in. It's been a pin here, just carrying with that scope rifle, with the AWM. And Suraj is hiding past the glue wall. Java Boy has been knocked as well. Poplu, not being the Chomu I was, is actually stepping up. He's found a little bit of redemption for TSG. They're not going to claim the Booyah. It's UG Empire who claim the Booyah. It's tough. It's tough. Look at this. Kunal, he hasn't got any frag grenades to work with. He wants the shotgun at close range. Can he find Pratham? Can he try? Can he try and bring down Pratham? But it's not going to be that simple. Oh no, he tried. He tried.
This grenade, that remains to be seen. But at the moment, I guess there are two players who are.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. I've got myself some more tea and we've got some more Free Fire to watch. You're watching the One Play Esports Free Fire Open for India. 20,000 Indian rupees at stake and a bunch of diamonds for you guys tuning in, and a lot of quality action, a lot of quality esports for Salty and me. So we're going to be jumping into our third map, which is going to be Purgatory. Our first map was Bermuda. Second map was Kalahari. I just keep saying refinery over and over again because I've seen how important refinery can be. But this time, Salty and me, Salty did his Vastu. I looked at my book, but it was an interesting circle. And there you go, XTZ. They did manage to clutch it out in the end. TSG, they got the Booyah, but they again didn't get too many kills. So now the pressure's built up on them.
Definitely, I guess they might just be thinking that we might not make it to the top three because teams like Total Gaming, teams like Optimum Esports, they have been playing really, really well, and there are going to be a lot of contenders for the top three spot. And I guess if TSG United want to get that particular top three, they have to get into gears because in the second game, what I felt was the teams who are at the top, for example, Total Gaming, Optimum, they really stepped up their game and they made it count. And then, however, if you talk about TSG, they kind of fell back. Once again, you can see this is the standings, and Optimum Esports with 64 points, Total Gaming at 62, Raven Esports 47, surprisingly, and TSG at 44. So, Professor, what do you have to say about this? I mean, this is surprising for me, especially because Raven
What
Esports.
is surprising for you? Raven?
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, Raven qualified from day one to day two just at the berg of death, and here as well, I don't really know where did they come from. Where did they come from?
I think what's interesting is TSG because this brand has
Yep.
been around for a while. They're
Mm-hmm.
they're starting to step up. They're showing us that they know how to play the game. But you know what's lacking in some of these teams is that confidence to just go for fights and to be a bit YOLO, as we say.
Yep.
Uh, I think Yeah, so mutants have that in them. They definitely have no fear. We saw
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, we saw this GZ army and mutants, just duke it out at the beginning. GZ army said, like Abe said, I will chase you, I will hunt you, I will fight you, I will fight till the death. He died well, honorable gladiator's death, but I really wonder if there's any honor in just getting points like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, GZ Army, they're not going to be too pleased about where they are. They can, of course, come back. They can mount the comeback of their lives. They've still got time on Bermuda and Purgatory. Now we're going to be jumping into Purgatory. And as soon as Purgatory is ready, we'll be moving into this map, which is a very interesting map for me because everybody just chooses to land in one island or the other, and you should see how fast it plays out. It can sometimes be faster than Bermuda. It is it's
Okay.
got its own rhythm. Like, of all the maps, I think Kalahari can be the slowest. But yeah,
Yes.
Purgatory is of the most nuttiest map. Actually, it's a map where I don't know, like you feel that you picked the wrong piece of land to be in altogether, and you feel so betrayed by where you drop in the beginning. Now, GZ Army had some drop points in the Freefire India Championship. I want to see if they keep those drop points going, if they're going to switch things up. For now, they just played the first two maps like as if there's nothing to lose, but there is a reasonable amount of prize pool at stake here, 20,000 rupees. They want to fight for it, and this time, let's see where they go. Do they go to Moat House? Because this is where GZ Army liked to go a lot in the past. No, it seems as if TSG and Optimum in the air are wondering whether we should take Moat House or not.
I mean, once they have committed, they don't have a second option. Once again, we saw that overall standings, right? And it's so interesting. The top five teams, they are so close to each other. Optimum Esports as well as Total Gaming, they are very close to each other as well. Everything I feel makes it count, and there is so much to fight for. I'm kind of,
Oh yeah.
I'm really disappointed towards the teams who have really qualified from day one because none of them have really made it count apart from Raven Esports, whose qualification once again was a surprise. And right now, they're being at the top three is a surprise for
And,
me. But right now, this is Optimum, who is
yeah.
probably being on the receiving end of a lot of gunfight.
Yeah. I think HTC is also one of those teams that have really showed up. Krusty Sports not been that impressive. GZ Army, they're going to open up the scoreboard. It's Arain who's going to find a kill on a Soham. Amaterasu are missing Soham, and that's a little concerning. GZ Army are just going to swing back like that on Purgatory. So they found a little bit of bounce in their step. It's Arain that's going to open things up for them. But can they keep this going? And what the hell is going to happen at Moat House is my bigger question, because TSG, they're asking questions of Optimum Esports. TSG, they haven't found kills, but they're starting to find kills now. Gaudru with a beautiful headshot. Amaterasu is getting pincered bit by bit. They will fight back a little bit, but this is not going to be all that simple. Promith is bleeding. Bhau did so much yesterday. He's got a VSS in hand. How much can he do at this kind of range with the VSS, though?
New kill leader.
There's a lot of things going on right now, and this game really escalated much more quicker than I expected. Arsalan, man, why are you falling to death? These guys are so exciting. Nothing to say really, but this is going to be Madra. He's going to take some shots. Will he connect? I guess it's going to be Sasuke who picks up that particular kill for himself. But GZ Army is probably going hot and heavy on Amaterasu. Gets two important knocks. I'm not really sure how many are up on their feet, but definitely a lot. Wait a second. Wait a second. Golden armor came out from nowhere. They came out from nowhere. Obliterated GZ Army. What just happened, Vivek, out there?
I am as puzzled and as unsure of what the hell just happened, but what's happening is TSG and Optimum Esports, and Optimum Esports are losing members bit by bit. Messi on the floor, it's just Rahil all by himself, and Rahil undone. Optimum Esports, their third map, they're not going to be pleased about this, because they're out in a very embarrassing manner. They found no kills. TSG find themselves 5 kills. This is exactly what TSG needed. They won map 1, they needed kills, and they found themselves kills. Optimum Esports is going to boil down to that second attempt at Bermuda, where they can maybe mount a comeback and lay claim to that prize pool.
This makes no sense. Total Gaming definitely will come out of to the top. I don't really feel there's going to be any sort of competition, but TSG United, if they get a good game, they can probably come up to the second or even probably the first position. Never really know, because Madras, Asaski, they really played well in the first few instances. Optimum Esports, they were completely blown off proportion,
Yep.
and definitely this is a very good start for this particular team. As you said, they needed kills and they have it right in front of them. It has probably been served onto a platter, I would say. Optimum Esports, they're not really a team who goes into they're probably better than this. They're probably better than how they express themselves in this particular game of Purgatory. It's going to be tricky, but if they have to reclaim their first spot, they have to put up a very good show in the next iteration of
Bermuda.
Bermuda, because right now
Yep.
they're probably be wiping the floor at the moment.
Yeah, Optimum Esports, they've got to sit back and look back and wonder whether contesting Moathouse was really the best thing they could do. Moathouse is not going to be that simple though for TSG, because there's a team that's waiting for them on the other adjacent island. Now, they can make a much more conservative rotation and just move south, because the circle is south for them and everybody needs to start moving in. For now, we're looking at the Mutants and Raven. And Raven, you've been impressed with this team. I don't know
Yes,
if they have what
definitely.
it takes to really go past the firepower of the
Oh.
Mutants, but Mehul, he's been knocked. So Shahid and the others have got to go help him out. Now they've showed that they know how to use the grenade launcher, but they don't have luxuries like that just yet. And Deadshot is providing so much cover fire as Raven are starting to push the Mutants. The Mutants are a team that can react quickly. The 4 members back on their feet. Mehul is walking again. He's got a shotgun at close range to work with. This is going to be interesting. Both these teams are just, it's a deadlock between both these teams. I mean, Raven Esports are like, if you're not moving, we're not moving. We're going to fight you here. We're going to fight you now. And we're going to see who comes out on top.
In chess, we call it a stalemate. Once again, I love the formation which Raven is playing out right now. One player is staying back, and he is providing the much-needed cover fire from a distance. A lot of grenades coming in, I believe. The glue walls coming in as well. So Raven, they are pretty much aware of what's behind them. But this is going to be, this means death. That grenade, I guess. Okay, so Brady also got a kill
Finished.
knock. Did you notice that? But this is going to be death for this particular player. Once
Yep.
again, I thought Brady got a knock for himself as well with a grenade he threw earlier. Nonetheless, it's going to be an absolute barrage of gunfights and glue walls. Who's going to come out on top? I don't really think we can understand anything from here on. This is Swastik. He still stays on his foot, but I guess Swastik and Ajit are the only ones who are still up there. This is Malik. Malik takes down one guy, I believe. Yes, he takes down Swastik. Gurkharat takes down Ajit as well. This is the Mutants that you were talking about. Raven Esports, they definitely were smacked on their face by this team with immense gun power, as you say.
Yeah, there was one grenade which did two things for the Mutants. It not only converted a knock into a kill, but it secured another knock. That is value for money. Ek ke saath do free, or something like that. I really don't know how the conversion works, because I haven't bought anything for myself. But you guys tuning in and chat, you have diamonds to win, so you can buy yourself whatever goodies you like in game. Personally, I'm just curious how many people really want to pick up Jay is the question. For now, UG Empire, they picked up 2 kills, and it's Total Gaming that are looking a bit disjointed. Mafia Bala is going to get shot in the back. Total Gaming finished off in 9th place. Total Gaming are done for. UG Empire is actually showing up on Purgatory. It's bloodshed everywhere. Bloodshed in Brasilia, bloodshed in Central, and some unpleasant surprises so far. Now, the water is meant to look at, but not for this long, because the circle will shift soon enough. But just look at the Mutants. They are making the weirdest rotation ever. And Trust Esports, they are on the most awkward part of the road that they could have ever asked for. One of them has actually picked up a vehicle and run away. Tripathi is just running about in the open. That's not going to work. Madara with the Car 98 will find that knock. So TSG are finding more success on the server, but Trust Esports, this is not what they were hoping for. They were trying to flank TSG at Moathouse, and they've been undone. Tripathi ji, he's finished. I had a professor called Tripathi who taught me Hindi, but Yeah.
Nice.
PSG United, 7
Um,
kills so far. They are looking strong, Akash.
TS United is looking strong. UG Empire is looking strong. Chaos is up there as well with, I believe, 1 kill. Yes, they are still up there with 1 kill. So this is probably looking very good for the teams who have qualified from yesterday. Not so good for the teams who were invited, or the ones who were dominating in the first 2 games. So what are we seeing right in front of us right now? Is it going to be a change of era, I would say? Like, is it going to be like the new guns are going to come in, they're going to fire a lot? Chaos, TS United, UG Empire, they are really playing well. I mean, I saw Total Gaming just being hunted down by that particular team. I guess it was UG Empire, and that shows how much firepower they have. Probably they have made themselves comfortable in this particular lobby, and from this particular match onwards, they can probably push forth. What do you think, Vivek?
TSG, yeah, they've done so much work on Purgatory. So I think some of the big problems are not there on the server, right? Optimum Esports is not there, GC Army is not there,
Mm-hmm.
Total Gaming is not there. So they've actually made that race for top 3 look even tighter with these 7 kills. If they get a booyah, I don't know if they're mathematically done enough to just win all the money that's at stake today, but they are looking strong. I think Moathouse, landing in Moathouse and contesting Optimum Esports has paid dividends, and they're just finding this strange wave of momentum as they find Ribbo, they knock him off.
Mm-hmm.
Jarvis in the middle of nowhere takes a bullet to the head. Jarvis has been finished. TSG not united. They are a little bit divided as Jarvis splits
Yep.
apart, gets picked off. Uncultured still. I mean, like Ribbo did get knocked, but he's back on his feet. Are TSG going to
Yep.
push and try and finish off Uncultured? Nope, they're running away.
No, no. I guess TSG United is better than that. Jarvis was kind of overcommitted in that particular fight. But we saw the overall standings after match 2, right? And that was so important. And some interesting facts. We can see team number 9, 2, and 7, Raven Esports, Optimum Esports, as well as Total Gaming. These are your top 3 teams, and they're the ones who have been eliminated the earliest in this particular game, apart from GG Army. Like, what's your take on that? I don't really think that the table is going to look the same right now. This is going to probably overturn the entirety of things, and we might see a new leader, we might see new second place, we might see new third place. Even these guys, I don't know, the fight at the top 5, it was so close. And if teams like TS United, UG Empire, they play the same way they are doing so, and XTG Esports as well, they might completely overturn the table. What's your take on that?
I think the table is going to look broadly a three-way affair. TSG, Total Gaming, and Optimum Esports. I think this is how it's going to close. This is my rather bold prediction. I think this is how the day will close for us when we
Okay.
eventually move on to Bermuda. But TSG
Showdown.
really looking strong. I don't think UJ Empire has done enough, but if they somehow manage to sneak in a booyah, they're going to be really happy. Shahid, he's been undone. The mutants, they're missing one, and Goku Fahim in that corner has a nade being tossed in. 4 members pushing him. UG Empire have found themselves 6 kills all of a sudden, so they're very much in play as well. I really am so happy, Akash, that none of us can really guess how this tournament is going to go.
Exactly, and talking about UG Empire, I was really saying that UG Empire and Team Chaos are the ones to look out for. This is the UG Empire I was talking about. I mean, they are climbing on top of their opposition and completely destroying them over and out. Like, that's the UG Empire I'm talking about. And this shows character. This team on Purgatory, I'm not really sure if they're going to repeat the same thing on Bermuda as well. But if they do so, they have a chance. Like, they have a really good chance, and that is something which I really want, because they came in from the open qualifiers. They were not invited. They were not the ones who were invited. So coming in from the open qualifiers and putting up a show, that is something which I want. Sasuke meanwhile gets knocked out, and TS United find themselves in a muddy spot right now. I'm not really sure if they are going to, get back on their feet yet again. But this team, right now, they can play safe with 8 kills on their back. They really should work their way to preserve all the 3 players that they have, so that in the final circle, they have the firepower that's required to, give themselves some, some 2 or more odd kills, and as well as the position that's required.
Yeah, it's kills plus positioning right now as the circle has swerved towards Brasilia. There was a lot of action in the beginning towards Brasilia, and it looks like it's going to end in Brasilia as well. TSG is still looking strong. They're missing Jarvis, but they've got themselves a grenade launcher, and that is what Madara is trying to make work in his favor. Unfortunately, Poopy shoot him down. So Amaterasu are fighting back. I think TSG have got to be a little bit concerned. They've come so far. They don't want to lose any more teammates right about now, but they've lost Madara. It's just good old Sasuke, and how much can Sasuke do? How much ninjutsu does he know to really clutch this one out for his squad, TSG? They're playing
I
that
don't know.
edge of the
Sasuke
circle. Yeah.
I mean, I would say that Sasuke probably should use his rebirth to kind of revive his old friend Madara. But nonetheless, as of now, I guess only 2 players are surviving, and they definitely need to do a lot of heavy lifting for their team. I don't really feel that they're probably been pinned out right now, because they have teams left and right. Which way do they move, Vivek? They have the zone coming in from back as well.
I mean, you mentioned one jutsu. About now, if you're TSG, you wish you could do your best Kage Bunshin and somehow just just have the numbers to clinch this out. But there's the zone which you mentioned, and there's only one team bang in the middle of it, and it's XTC Esports. They are right in the circle. So if you just look at your minimap, everybody is like a malfunctioning compass. Everybody's looking north, south, east, west. That drops everywhere. So panic at its best, but XTZ have a compound. The others, well, you can look at Golden, poor chap. He's got the edge of the circle, so he wants to be sneaky and just move in. He's not going to. There's nothing for him to prone on. Okay, and he can't be a snake, so he has to be smart. So Golden has to somehow make that happen. TSG still united.
Wow.
No Kage Bunshin for them, just 2 of them. So they're going to have to make that work. XTC are getting contested though. It looks as if Uncultured really want to find what they can. They want to pick off XTZ. Ribo is out in the open, and I really don't recommend this.
Definitely in the final circle, this means death. But once again, what I feel is that Uncultured wants to push out XTZ from their stronghold, and that is a good strategy. Akshat, meanwhile, getting 2 important knocks. He gets 1 kill for himself. I guess this is going to be 1 man down for Team Chaos. Once again, Rebo completely overwhelmed by the presence of TSG. There's going to be Lip Smoke as well as Sasuke. Both of them probably will try and climb. Will they get the kill? I'm not really sure. Glue walls coming in left and right, and the grenade as well. This is probably going to last long at the moment. Sasuke takes 1. Lip Smoke has been taken down. Sasuke has been completely obliterated as well. It's once again AP is here, and he with the VSS completes things off in style for this particular team. And you can see it, Uncultured with 4 kills. At the moment, do they look strong enough to win this game?
I don't know. Maybe they can win this game, but I think what you got to look at is the broader tournament. So TSG, they found themselves. How much was it? 9 kills.
9.
They found 9 kills, and they're going to go out in 6th place, if I'm not mistaken. The problem is teams like UG Empire are starting to catch up. Chaos hasn't done too much. They've got to be a little bit disappointed with their performance so far. XTC still in play. They did manage to claim 1 booyah, but they want a couple of kills. They want more kills if they can. So Illuminati, Indro, and the others really want to get as much as they can. Nivesh is trying his best with the P90, but the P90 is basically, I mean, it's spray and pray at that kind of range, and Nivesh doesn't have range or space to work with, as the zone is really pushing him out bit by bit. XTC are trying to move in. It's a maze of glue walls, and it's a maze of death as well. As XTC, they're losing members bit by bit, but look at UG Empire, alive and healthy. Indro has been knocked. It looks as if XTC will get undone. And I think UG Empire, they might have done enough to clinch a booyah. It's just Amaterasu that they have to look at. It's Golden all by himself. He was lurking at the periphery of the circle. He's given away his position. He's going to get pushed. Golden in this 1v4. Can he clutch it out for his team? Have they got enough? What can the Black Flames do for us today? Well, 1 knock for a start. 1 knock converted into a kill. So Amaterasu has 7 kills to work with. Is 2nd place good enough? Can Golden do more? No, he can't. He hops about in the balcony, gets shot, gets shut down. UG Empire claim the booyah. Amaterasu, well, you got to commend them. They've come second. So that top three finish that everybody's looking for is suddenly a lot more interesting, Salty, because I think my track of the math has actually
Mm-hmm.
started to fall off. But it's UG Empire. UG Empire first for now. Amaterasu coming in second. So many points racked up for them. XTZ coming in third. But I really don't think XTZ is up there with the other teams in the standings.
What I think is TSG United get themselves 30 odd points from this particular
Yeah,
match because they have 9 kills, which means 18, and they were eliminated at
18.
6, which equates to around 12. That means 30 points from this particular game. They probably will get themselves a very comfortable second position behind UG Empire because they got enormous 44 points. That's like huge. But I would really love to commend Amaterasu. I mean, Golden, the way he dragged his team from the clutches of death. And probably how many
Yeah,
teams were alive then when we saw that aerial shot? It was probably around 7 to 8 teams. When you
yep.
get eliminated at that point, that's a difference of more than how much, 6 or 7? That's a difference of more than 7 or 8 points. So it definitely means a lot for this particular team. Amaterasu, can they kind of creep back at the top? Not at the top three, I guess. If not at the top three, then the top five possibly. I feel they have what it takes. XTZ, once again, I think that they will maintain their position because they had this team. They have been consistent. Vivek.
Yeah, I mean, XTC have done their bit. I really have to commend Amaterasu. If it's not Bao, if it's not Soham, you have Golden to really look out
Yep.
for, and Golden has done his bit. So I think it's the top three is going to be interesting. I want to look at the standings. I want to see who is playing for first place. That
Mhm.
20,000 rupees, which is going to be broken down into 10,000, 6,000, and 4,000. That is a difference that you want to play for, and that is what we're going to be finding out about on our final map, which is going to be Bermuda. We're going to be jumping into Bermuda, but before we get there, those of you tuning in, you're watching the One Play Esports Free Fire Open for India. My name is Vivek. You can follow me at the rate official Vivek. With me is Salty. If you want to follow him, it's underscore salt xy, but we pronounce it Salty, right? Am I saying it correctly,
Yep.
Akash? Okay,
Exactly
there you
that.
go.
That's exactly.
That's him on Instagram. And those of you tuning in, there is a giveaway. Do you want to win some diamonds? Go to the YouTube. There's a description on YouTube. Also subscribe and hit the bell icon so that when there are more diamond giveaways, you get a notification. Look at that description. They're admins in chat. They're continuously posting the links. You can just ask them. You can at the rate one play esports find out how to win your diamonds. For now, we need to take a break to find out who's actually going to clinch first place on Bermuda, which is going to be coming up very, very soon.
Rushing in. I guess it's all about chasing.
And see with their food. That have a little bit of KP in the circle, but it's Java Boy. It's them versus TSG for the first place. Finish for that booyah. Suraj also chiming in. It's a Prince here just carrying with that scope rifle with the AWM. And Suraj is hiding past the glue wall. Java Boy has been knocked as well. Poplu, not being the Chomu I was, is actually stepping up. He's found a little bit of redemption for TSG. They're not going to claim the booyah. It's UG Empire who claim the booyah. It's tough. It's tough. Look at this. Kunal, he hasn't got any frag range to work with. He wants the shotgun at close range. Can he find Pratham? Can he try? Can he try and bring down Pratham? But it's not going to be that simple. Oh no, he tried. He tried.
This grenade, that remains to be seen. But at the moment, I guess there are two players who are rushing in. And I guess it's all about chasing.
And see with their food. That have a little bit of KP in the circle, but it's Java Boy. It's them versus TSG for the first place. Finish for that booyah. Suraj also chiming in. It's a Prince here just carrying with that scope rifle with the AWM. And Suraj is hiding past the glue wall. Java Boy has been knocked as well. Poplu, not being the Chomu I was, is actually stepping up. He's found a little bit of redemption for TSG. They're not going to claim the booyah. It's UG Empire who claim the booyah. It's tough. It's tough. Look at this. Kunal, he hasn't got any frag range to work with. He wants the shotgun at close range. Can he find Pratham? Can he try? Can he try and bring down Pratham? But it's not going to be
It's
that
gonna be
simple.
Mickey.
Oh
He's a
no,
what?
he tried. He tried.
This grenade, that remains to be seen. But at the moment, I guess there are two players who are rushing in. And I guess it's all about canceling out. They're chasing.
And see now they can play with their food. And have a little bit of KP in the circle. But it's Java Boy. It's them versus TSG for the first place. Finish for that booyah. Suraj also chiming in. It's been a his year just carrying with that scope rifle with the AWM. And Suraj is hiding past the glue wall. Java Boy has been knocked as well. Poplur, not being the Chomu I was, is actually stepping up. He's found a little bit of redemption for TSG. They're not going to claim the booyah. It's UG Empire who claim the booyah. It's tough. It's tough. Look at this. Kunal, he hasn't. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Freefire Open, brought to you by One Play Esports. I mean, you won diamonds, you won esports, you won a prize pool to fight for. All of that is at stake. 20,000 Indian rupee to be won, broken down into 10, 6, and 4. You can sign up. I mean, if you want esports, you can sign up. How do you sign up? Well, follow One Play Esports. Message them on their Instagram. One Play Esports. It's that simple. You could make a team. Akash and I will not make a team because I don't know if we can actually pull off anything. Do you think, Akash, just for the lulz, you, Crips, Floki, the other caster, and we should make a team and take part?
I really think we should. I really think we should, and just enter the competition. Let's go up against Total Gaming. Let's just just put some headshots on them. Let's see how it feels. Like, it definitely would give us an adrenaline rush. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that simple. I would love to go up versus Total Gaming, but I don't think I'm that good to go up against Total Gaming. We've got the standings though, and we're going to find out soon enough who is at the top.
Oh my god!
Oof, 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 oof,
Oh
oof,
my god! This is as close as it can get. I mean, I kind of feel like even Amaterasu, even Uncultured, has their chance at redemption. Like, the top 7, they're so damn close. Like, look at TS United, 72, beautiful, shining at the top. Really impressed from this particular team. My favorite, UG Empire, they are at 69. I'm calling them so proudly. Optimum Esports at 65. Total Gaming at 65 as well. XTC at a good old 63. Vivek, once again, where do we go from here on? It's going to come down to the final game of Bermuda. Mutants is also very much in this battle. A 30 or a 40-point game, they can completely overturn it. Have you seen something like this before? Like, this is the final cut, and I don't even see a clear winner.
I I have seen a lot of madness in all the Free Fire that I've watched. So I'm very impressed with UG Empire. I mean, yesterday they were definitely. There's a reason some of these teams are fan favorites. Okay, TSG, UG Empire, Total Gaming, they are known to be fan favorites, and they're showing us why, because they play this game at its apex, at its pinnacle, and they're showing us that they are top dog. They're top dog for a reason. But like you mentioned, the race is so tight. It can be anyone's tournament to really run away with. I think Amaterasu, like you mentioned, can actually sneak in some magic on Bermuda. So it's going to be our final map of the day. Bermuda is what we're going to be heading into. I am as speechless as you are, because the points are so close. We have to just wait for all the numbers to add up. But I think we should just take predictions within ourselves. Akash, Salty, your predictions.
Yes, once again, I mean, I'll definitely make predictions, but it really gets under my skin. We played 3 games out of the 4 maps in the finals, and we have only excluded how many? Like 4 or 5 teams from the bottom of the table who are lingering, and the rest 7 to 8 teams, they are still competing for the top spot. This is madness. But with that being said, I would like to predict, and once again, you probably know it. The game which UG Empire produced in the last match, it will give them a lot of confidence. We are back to good old Bermuda, and we saw UG Empire really dominate when they are in their best of form. So I would go with UG Empire with the kind of momentum they are in. What would you
Are
go
you
with?
saying
Total Gaming
for
or
this
Optimum?
map or for the tournament?
This map is definitely the deciding factor. What do you think?
Yeah. So you're calling it for the tournament, right? You think UG Empire
Yes,
are gonna?
definitely.
Mm,
This map definitely gives us the
uh,
tournament
I'll
winner.
go with total gaming. I'll go with total gaming. That's my prediction. But enough about our predictions. Enough about Akash looking at the stars and me looking at my books. But I think we should just jump into the map. It's Bermuda, where it began and where it will end. Have Total Gaming got enough? Are UG Empire going to be that one good smart choice that Akash has made today? I have no idea. We're going to find out. The plane is just going to split the map for now, and we're just going to. I'm curious to see if anybody goes towards Sentosa. Gurukrat and the others, they've been rather quiet on the mutants. They've been finding kills, but it's XTZ along with GZ Army. Look at that. Okay, so GZ Army are actually landing far, far away from everyone. Nope, they're gonna actually duke it out with
What I
XTC.
feel is that GZ Army is probably moving towards Pochinok, if I'm not really wrong. XTZ, they have a compound beside. Very safe landing, but then once again on the northwestern side, you can see team number 11, team number 12. This is probably going to be yet again Amaterasu versus, I guess, who is team number 11? It is probably going to be Team Chaos, is it? Yeah,
Yep,
there you go.
I
There you
think,
go.
yeah, there you
Chaos
go. It's Bao.
versus.
It's Bao who's going to light up the scoreboard. So, yep, Chaos. They're
First blood.
missing a teammate early. I mean, KS Aslan, he's been done. So
You kill
Amaterasu, we
leader.
we wanted this team to be that X factor. You mentioned how they can mathematically make a comeback happen.
Yep.
Can Soam and the others really find these kills? That's what they need first. They need to
Oh,
get past this one team. A baseball bat being put to use, and Bao gets smacked in the head. Bao fortunately has friends, and Bao's going to be up on his feet. Soham, he's just running about in the open. So this is not looking so good for Amaterasu, but they are fighting back. Pratham has been knocked, and this is a really back and forth affair as these teams try and duke it out towards Graveyard.
yes, definitely. And here you can see Amaterasu still has on their players, all their players on their feet at the moment. Two players, I guess, is what Chaos have to play with. I'm not really sure. Yes, it is two players. Shuham confirms that kill on Pratham, and this is going to be a 2v4. But what I feel is that Amaterasu is probably going to head back. They know that they have done the job. They have got a good start to
Yep.
the game. They cannot sacrifice players. Like at no stage of the game, they can sacrifice players. What they need if they want to win
Yep.
this tournament, if they want to get in the top three, what they need is to stick together and wait till the final circle, because that is when you can, absolutely light up your opponents if you have all your players alive. So they need to wait for
Mm-hmm.
their time. It's like, apna time aega. They need to wait for that apna time. And I really feel Amaterasu can do it. But what will
Mm-hmm.
Chaos do? I'm not really certain about that.
Yeah. अभी का time सिर्फ loot करने के लिए, and that's all that they need to do. They've got what they wanted. They've got to play patiently. I think Chaos have said this is the end. Goodbye. I think they have been morally a bit deflated. But yeah,
Uh,
XTZ, they went towards Mars Electric. I think Pochinok was under contention earlier on between them and GZ
mhm.
Army. XTZ, they looted up factory and they quickly moved towards Mars Electric for more loot. But look at GZ Army. Arin is scouting things out and he might bump into Raven. Raven, uh, I don't know if they have enough to make a comeback. GZ Army are at the very bottom of the scoreboard. Mathematically, it's looking a little impossible for GZ Army, but hey,
Yep.
anything can happen.
I mean, that is probably the wildest call. I would never really like to say. I mean, from the bottom right at the top, but nonetheless, this is going to be Arindo, and he definitely does take some shots. He lands some on Ajit, and probably he will reduce him to 50% HP. But nonetheless, he has all the ground to play with. He has a ridge to play with as well. A lot of covers. GZ Army are comfortable as of now. What I really feel is that all the teams, this is the final stage of the tournament, the final map. They are taking it slow. You can see most of the times we have seen that the players, they start their rotation early. The players, they mostly take a central part, the central land into the game. But we see a lot of players who are in the in the extreme north, in the extreme west. So it's going to be interesting. The circle in itself is pretty interesting. What do you think, Vivek? Like, I have never really seen a circle this south. And if you talk about its further iterations, it's probably going to stay south for some considerable time right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna expect the circle to move all the way towards Sentosa. That would be redonkulous. But yeah, I mean, GC Army could still,
Uh,
44 members alive. That's -4 of them. They get 40 kills and they get a booyah. Do you think that if they kill everyone on the server, they could still like mathematically pull out some madness? If they literally get every kill on the server, I've never
40
seen that.
kills, 80 points. 40 kills, 80 points, plus 20 for your
Plus the
placements.
booyah.
100 points. Yep. 100
that's
points.
that's what they need. This was the kind of pressure I was facing in my 10th standard, and I just got 5 KTs and I did it all over again. But that's the good thing for you
Uh,
tuning in. I mean, you can take part. 10th standard kind of sucks, but Free Fire Esports, you can sign up for it. One Play Esports, Free Fire open for India. You can sign up. There's 20,000 rupees still at play. There's going to be another 2 days of play. Look at the YouTube description and ask
yes, certainly.
very kind moderator in chat. You can ask him. For now, Pawan, he's not going to be too pleased with that. The Thompson not doing him any favors. The Tommy gun really not working for him as he's bleeding out. Bao has no fear at all. With the MP40, he's just pushing. He's going to sidestep a couple of grenades. Is he going to push for more though? Or is he waiting for his friends
Definitely, I
to
guess
join
the
him?
jiggle peaks are coming in from him really, really well. This guy is a fearless man. What I feel like, he just rushes in, takes on players. I guess he took down Pavan, if I'm not really sure, if I'm not really wrong. And one player
Yep.
from team number 8, yes, they are done. Uncultured, they are losing one man. Amaterasu, they are also a man short. So this is a 3v3, completely even. Once again, this is a fight which is completely not required, but then you have Amaterasu completely surrounding this team from different angles. This can really work in their favor. Amaterasu needs some kills, and I guess that's what they're looking for from Uncultured.
Yeah, Uncultured, they have only 3 members that I think managed to make it, and I think they need all those 3 members to really pull off a miracle. Amaterasu Bao has done his bit, didn't manage to get that knock, but he's in enough. Trading is going to find Fozzy Ajay, so Total Gaming elsewhere getting caught mid-rotation, and between both these teams, I think Amaterasu is going to come out on top. Uncultured being undone bit by bit as Ribo gets finished. Ribo doesn't have too many friends. They're fighting outside the safe zone, but they don't care. Amaterasu, they're here for the kills. They're here for the win. We did look at how mathematically it could be possible for them to make a comeback, but look at this. Team number 11 are starting to close in on them. That's Chaos actually moving outside the zone to find Amaterasu and just ruin their day and ruin their game.
I mean, that was really great from Amaterasu to have finished it, but once again, they're taking a lot of damage. What I'm really concerned is the fact that Soham fell in that particular fight, and that means that the big brain from this team is missing. I'm not really sure how long this particular team is going to carry out their momentum. Currently, with 5 kills, Amaterasu look really, really solid. If they can carry it on, they can probably overturn things. You never really know, but right now XT is in a very good position. They are also contending for a very good spot at the top 3. Talking about Total Gaming, the fact that they suddenly fell, what does it mean? That, like, does it mean that the meta is moving away from the general play of Total Gaming, or is it like they have suffered a slump in form?
I don't think the meta has changed that much. They just need to really, find a couple of kills. They seem to be a bit puzzled, a bit scattered all across the map. But I think even if they just play for placement and they get kills towards the end, it's not about getting kills now. It's not about doing it right now. You
Yeah.
can be a little bit
Yeah.
patient. There's still 11 teams on the server, so they have plenty of time to really mount their comeback. This
Exactly.
for
Unlike
now,
Amaterasu, they have a lot to play for. I mean, they are probably
Yep.
at 65 and the top is at 72 Amaterasu. They have a lot of climbing to do, but for Total Gaming, they can take things easier. So I completely agree with you on that part.
Yep. Amaterasu has done the climb, and now they've actually asked a very awkward question of Total Gaming. Like I think the top five, where the points division is so the difference in points is so nominal. I think every team is on edge, and now for some reason GZ Army, the first three maps were very rough for them, but they're actually going for that perfect game, that perfect score. I really don't know if they're going to be able to get it. It's looking less and less likely, but they're still in here. They're sitting in Pochenog. They're waiting. They're being patient. They're going to be sportsmen and try their best to somehow mount a comeback.
I mean, definitely they can, but I mean, GZ Army should have played this game from the first start. I would say that they were pretty reckless
tried.
in their first three
Yeah.
attempts. Yeah, they were pretty reckless. They got into fights pretty early. They got. I mean, I don't really feel. I didn't really feel like this team was playing for the position in the finals for the top 3 spot. They were just playing for more kills. I would say they were playing their aggressive game. But right now, I guess the game which they are showing, I really feel that this is the thing which should have been the case for a long time to come.
Yeah, GZ Army has decided to show up on the final map. They're trying their best. It is the final map. It is a battle royale. It is a game where anything can happen. And I'm really excited to see how Bermuda pans out for this one last time. Amaterasu have done their bit. They've got 7 kills. But I want to look at the zone. I want to see what is the rotation that everybody has to make. So it's still very central. It's not going towards Sentosa. Nothing crazy like I mentioned earlier. It's primarily Pochenog. And Pochenog is where we're going to be seeing a lot of action. Amaterasu, well, they're finding another kill. That's another knock to a kill, and Poopy just gets a headshot onto Vicky. Vicky is, well, he's found a bullet to his head. Amaterasu are looking in fine form, and they're playing for the win here. Poopy really has shown up. 3 kills so far. Bhau also phenomenal at the beginning of Bermuda. Has held on. Amaterasu might just be the team that surprises everyone and takes away the title of champion.
I don't know. They're chasing behind the sole remaining player from Team Chaos, and it's going to be Poopy, who's going to defy all the odds. He's taking kills out of nowhere, and this is going to be Harm Pani. How do you pronounce that, Vivek?
Hanpani?
Like this is
I don't know.
This is a pretty complicated name, but
Is
this
there?
is pretty
I think there's a
complicated name.
vowel. I think there's a vowel missing somewhere. So that's why we're getting a bit juked over here. But yeah, whatever it is, whatever's missing, he's missing friends. He's missing HP. He's got a glue wall to work with. 12 points of health. Poopy will push him. Poopy has committed himself to getting this kill. Soham sitting on the sidelines, the brain of the team, giving solid calls and solid information. Chaos have been undone. There you go. That's bye-bye for them. So Chaos, I think, have no chance at getting a top 3 over here. Amaterasu have still got all 3 members alive. So this is only good news for them. But it's a long rotation for Poopy.
Certainly, and what I felt was that Hampani, he really denied that kill to Poopy, and that makes it still keeps it 8 kills for Amaterasu. They really committed for that particular kill, and Poopy, he's going to struggle to enter into circle right now because it should have been an easy rotation, right? But he committed for that 1 point for those 2 points, and right now he finds himself in the center of nowhere. It definitely is going to harm him a lot in the long run. I guess he's going to use up a lot of his first aid kits and all that stuff, but you never really know. Amaterasu, they're still having 3 players alive, 8 kills already for them. I really hope for this team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what GZ Army's plan is. They've just been sitting in Pochenog the whole time. I don't know what their play is. Mutants, they're playing to win. Shahid is going to secure 1 for himself. 10 teams alive. Everybody is trying to crowd into Pochenog. And for now, we're looking at Optimum Esports and Total Gaming. Total Gaming are unfortunately not looking too good. Mutants are still pushing. They're pushing the best that they can. They want to undo Crust Esports. Crust Esports, I don't think they have enough to really get a top 3 finish. But the Mutants, they're playing for whatever they can. The other teams are what you want to look at. You want to see what Total Gaming and the others are up to. TSG, they're going to get one knock. Gurikrath is also there with the AWM, reliable as always. The Mutants are starting to ask awkward questions of Crust Esports. Crust Esports have 2 members alive. I don't think they're going to survive. Bao is also getting work done, and there's that shutdown. Crust Esports will get eliminated in 10th place. I think they're nowhere close to top 3. It's bye-bye for them. The Mutants have 3 kills. They themselves can still mount a comeback. But Optimum, TSG, the big boys are still in play. And Amaterasu, they've lost Poopy. Poopy has been undone. And if you look at Total Gaming, they've lost Wasio. Wasio, a key part of that team, is no more in the server. Optimum Esports have 2 members alive. But I don't think this is enough for them, Akash. This is clearly not going to be enough for them to lay claim to top 3.
Definitely, this probably means that we have swiped across uncultured, crusty sports and chaos. They are completely eliminated. This game means so much for this entire tournament. This is probably what you would call the great grand climax right now. As you say, Total Gaming and Optimum, they're struggling. Amaterasu with 9 kills, but they have they really have endured the pain of the death of Poopy. I'm not really sure if and the other player, that's probably going to be Golden, I believe. How long they're going to hold on to, but then a lot of onus comes out on these 2 players, but then they get taken down. My goodness me, that's sad. That is sad.
Yeah. It's going to get sadder. I mean, XTC are still there. I don't know what GZ Army are really going to accomplish. Optimum Esports, they're getting a couple of kills. Mafia Bala has been finished off. I think Total Gaming just have 1 member alive somewhere trying to get something done, and that's Golden. So Golden, he's got to play for the best placement of his life, because that's the only way Total Gaming can really lay claim to top 3, because it's been an up and down journey for them, and the Mutants are in fine form. Mutants and Amaterasu have really shown up. Amaterasu, they got their 9 kills. They're out. It was sad. But now the Mutants, can they surpass Amaterasu? Can they surpass the other contenders? It's looking rough, because Tyagi, he's got a great launcher and he's actually making life look really difficult for everyone. TSG United, they're topping in terms of kills. They might just be a first place winner in this tournament. TSG looking really strong. Gurikrath bleeding out. Shahid, he's bleeding as well. Gurikrath eliminated Shahid on the floor. It's Mehul with that shotgun. He's done so much in the past. He will manage to shut down Optimum Esports, but I really don't know if this is still enough. The Mutants, they've actually swung back. They've stepped past Amaterasu. They won that first place finish, but they're still TSG.
TSG and Mutants, they are really fighting it out. Mutants, they had to climb even sharper than Amaterasu. I don't really feel that it's going to be possible, because for Mutants, they needed more than 35 points. I don't really know if they are going to manage it out from this particular game. TS United look very well set for their victory. Optimum, they can also change things up. How long that single player from Optimum is going to survive, that is the question. I guess everything depends on him, but for now, I guess TSG is your clear winner. Once again, Java Boy will take that really good shot, but it will probably leave Mehul at how much? 20% HP. Nonetheless, it's going to be UG Empire, 2 men alive, and this is Tyagi. This is Tyagi at his best, right?
Yeah, 1 man on UG Empire. Now it's a 3-way affair. Madara just doing work with that grenade launcher for style points. TSG really looking as if they're going to come in first place in this tournament. They can smell victory. The question is, who comes in second? Who comes in third? Have UG Empire got enough? Can Suraj get anything else done for his team? He's found 1 kill so far. He's hopping about left and right. His machete in hand. Nope, but Suraj can't do much. Sasuke at close range with the shotty will best him. It's now the Mutants and TSG United. 1 member of the Mutants, Goku Fahim. He ran the grenade launcher so successfully in the past, but this time he's going to be a victim of it as TSG United claim the booyah. And I do not want to step ahead of myself, but I think they have won this edition of the 1 Play Free Fire Open for India. I think they've done it.
they have done it, and I feel like they've done it by far. They don't really have any competition, to be honest, at the top. That is, if my calculation is right, if my math is correct, they
Yeah.
are right now currently sitting at more than 100 points, more than 110 points, and that is comfortable. That is a comfortable victory. I guess UG Empire will probably come in second. Total Gaming, Optimum, they kind of suffered their hard fate, and I don't really think that either of them will probably come in third, but they might just come in third. But what I feel is that it's probably going to be XTZ Esports at third. So those are my three predictions. It's TSG United, UG Empire, and XTZ. What do you feel, Vivek? You give me your top three.
I think what was your top three again? Could you repeat it? TSG, UG
Yeah,
Empire,
TSG,
and
UG Empire, and XTZ.
I think it's gonna be. I think your math might be better than mine because you're a science student. But I think it's TSG.
Oh,
So
I think
either the
Optimum
mutants or
might just get a
Amaterasu.
shot.
Uh,
What
really,
I feel is that it's gonna be optimum. I feel it's gonna be optimum. I really feel it's gonna be optimum, because they were placed fourth, right? That single player who was standing, he really stepped up and got that fourth position for optimum, which actually gives them how much? I guess it's around 12 points, and those were a lot. Those really count.
so what's your top three again? TSG,
Then
Optimum.
no, TSG,
Uh,
UG, and then Optimum. Third place for XTZ. Optimum comes in for XTZ.
I think at the end of the race, who comes in first is what matters, and I think TSG have,
Yeah.
I think they're clearly at the top. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm not. My math is probably weaker than yours, but I think my gut just tells me that TSG is at the top. I think Amaterasu and the mutants really did fairly well. So I really want to
Hmm.
see if any of those teams have mathematically done enough to shoot past Total Gaming or UG Empire. Total Gaming had a little slump in the last couple of
Exactly.
maps. But they're a very consistent team in a sense. Like if you look at the Mutants
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Amaterasu, you know, where you study at the last minute before your exam, or you study every day until your exam. I think I don't know. I'm no professor. I'm not very good at studies, but I think the Mutants really fought so well in the end, and even Amaterasu. But yeah, I think very soon we should know who claims the title of champion in the one play esports free fire open for India. 20,000 Indian rupees and a bunch of diamonds for you guys. You guys can also sign up if you guys want to sign up on chat. Just at the rate one play esports, and you guys can take part, and you guys could make a four-man team. I think I wonder if Salty and I will ever make a team in any game, but you guys can sign up, you guys can make a team, and you guys can take part and come in either first, second, and third. Who's coming first, second, and third? We know the answer, and we're going to be looking at that very soon. Akash, it's on our screens. There you go. TSG, UG
Oh
Empire. I think
my
that's what we were right
god.
about. Optimum Esports.
Uh,
Were these your
yep.
predictions? Okay,
Yes,
perfect,
definitely.
perfect
We
math
we
coming out from you.
Perfect path. I mean, TS United, I said that they will face no competition at the top, and that's what had happened. 112 points, UG Empire 88, Optimum slightly lower, 86. But I mean, I really want to commend. I mean, Mutants definitely got that second spot, but they probably lacked few kills. Amaterasu, just have a look at that, because it's not just about the top three. I guess the top six from here on, they get invited for the next week's game as well. So they need to play the finals.
Yeah.
And Amaterasu, they just overturned Total Gaming spot, I guess, 73, 72, 75. Just look how close Mutants and Amaterasu went. I mean,
Yeah.
Mutants
Yeah.
almost got qualified. That's just one
Yeah.
point. That's one freaking point,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I feel bad for the mutants. I mean, I've seen this team. They're such a promising team. They have no fear. There is no inherent fear in them as to when they need to fight. They will just man up and fight if they have to. And I've
Mm-hmm.
seen Gurukrat as well as Shahid. Shahid Malik is what he's calling himself now. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they've done so much in the past. It's going to be disheartening for them that they're going to close in at seventh. It's it's a rough day for them. I think it's a rough day for some teams. It's a good day for some teams. You call the top three, right? Your top three was TSG, Optimum, and UG. UG Empire. There's a reason they're fan favorites. And Optimum Esports, we saw their raw firepower in game one. I think they had 10 kills. It was pure madness the first time they played
Yep.
Bermuda. Something like that. They had at least 10
Yep.
kills. So Optimum Esports are
They had
definitely
more
one of the
points
teams
than
that.
TSG with
Yep.
the Booyah.
Yeah. It was 39, 35, something like that. But yeah,
Exactly.
TSG, I think we still can't pick a favorite hairstyle. It's it's hard. I don't know if it's TSG or UG Empire. You wear a cap, and maybe I should wear a cap as well. But here you go. Here are the maps. I like TSG's silver bleach or whatever you want to call that. I've never done stuff like that to
Okay.
my hair, but I think I'd love to consider doing stuff like that just to see what it looks like. It's a nice silver bleach. It's worked for them. It's won them first place and last place. You got to give them points for whoever runs that hairstyle department in the logo creatives. But yeah, good stuff coming out from them. It's been a fun tournament. I'm just looking at chat, and I just want to say. Uh, I just want to shout out to a couple of people in chat. I think we had TSG having Jarvis in chat as well, and I remember Sway from TSG really reaching out to me earlier on. So thank you, Sway. And I think Aryan, Aparo, all of you tuning in, Aparo, if I'm getting the name wrong. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to One Play Esports. If you've been enjoying this broadcast, you can follow them at One Play Esports. They're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So the next time there is some Free Fire Esports, you will get a notification if you subscribe, if you hit the bell icon on your phone. So just subscribe, hit the bell icon if you enjoyed the broadcast. Also, do hit the like button. It's been a pleasure working on this broadcast with Salty and everyone at One Play Esports. If you enjoyed Salty's work, underscore SaltXY, and I'm at the rate official Vivek. For now, we're going to say bye bye, but there's more Free Fire action coming up very soon.